Have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sponsored by Andrea Mason, Press Play, Plan Life According to You, LLC. Take care of your mental health. Find inner peace by rediscovering and loving you for who you truly are. Take advantage of this exclusive offer and choose to press play today. Thank you.
And pretty much go through the biography of Jay Lyric, man, and how he came about and why he came about. A lot of people don't know Jay Lyric is actually an acronym. It actually stands for something. I ain't gonna give it here again. That's going to be for the show, but I'm gonna let them know where that acronym came from, and like I said, how and
so
why.
It's kind of like a I'm trying not necessarily an introduction, but basically.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is the host of Buzzing With Marlowe, and we are having a good time. I am joined with the great father-son duo of J&J Toy Giants. How y'all doing?
We're good. Thank you very much for having us on the podcast. It's surreal a little bit.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, man, they're a father and son duo, man. First and foremost, guys, how are y'all doing? I know where y'all are, the weather is pretty kind of chilly a little bit right now, right?
Yeah, I can just looking out the window right now, and now it's a freezing rain out on top of the snow. That's not going to be good on the roads.
oh man, so long story short, we just had encountered our first little so-called snow time in Florida, and people were slipping and sliding all over the roads. And I was just sitting there going, this is why we don't want snow in Florida. Because, and the sad thing is, it probably was nothing y'all have ever even encountered, especially because it's like little bits. But I mean, the roads, the worst part is the black ice, of course. That's the main worry about all of it. And everybody's just slipping. I remember one guy, literally, I'm at work when this was still going on. And I'm sitting there watching this car, can't even get out of the freaking parking lot because when he's driving, it's like the road's taking him. He's not even hitting the gas. He's just going down the road. I'm just like, all right, this is something. But I definitely hope y'all are being safe and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm pretty sure y'all are used to that and stuff. But where y'all currently at right now? Where are y'all from?
We are located in Albany, New York.
Are y'all born and raised?
He has, but I actually grew up in the Bronx.
Okay.
1981, and I kind of moved around a little bit after my parents split, and then I lived with my mom. So my mom had passed away, and then I lived with my dad. So I lived mostly in the Bronx, but I've also lived in Spanish Harlem and in actual Harlem. There's two different parts of Harlem. There's Harlem, and then there's Spanish Harlem. And then I have an older sister that I was living with as well. When my mother passed away, so me and my sister were living with my dad in the Bronx, and then we moved out to San Diego, and then I kind of migrated my way back here.
Oh wow, that's a heck of a transition though. New York, then going to San Diego.
No idea. It was just kind of like I was so like weirded out a little bit, and like I go to like an apartment, which is different than the apartment buildings I used to live in, and I'd be looking around. I'm like, people don't pee on the street, like, because where I'm from, they used to do that a lot.
I love that. You making that comment, obviously, I'm pretty sure you've heard it before. I always think of the movie Elf, where Buddy is like discovering in New York, talking about, hey, if the gum is on the street, it's not free gum.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
sitting here eating all the stuff. It's like, what in the world? I like that reference though. But like
But
you said,
we've always been here in Albany, right, buddy?
Yeah.
He was born in May of 2013.
okay. What day? What's the
May
date?
8th.
May 8th? Okay. I'm a May 22nd guy, so May 8th, there you go. It's coming up. You excited, man? Jaden, so man,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Obviously,
So
are you
I'm
a guy that
Jaden.
likes cold weather? You like the hot weather? What were
I
you
like-
at with that?
I like a little bit of both. Some
Yeah.
winter, some summer. So I like going to pools, going to swim, traveling. Also, I like the winter, snow, hot chocolate, having no
There you go.
school.
Yeah, you about to encounter that tomorrow too, right? No school. Do the snow. How many days have y'all missed so far with school? Obviously, with snowing and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have a certain amount of snow days that they get during the year, and then
Mhm.
if they use up all the snow days, they usually tack on like a couple days into the school year, kind of thing.
Okay.
But if we don't use all the snow days, we'll get that Friday off before Labor Day.
Okay. So you'll be hoping for that Friday off every time, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, usually if that doesn't count when they have delays. It's only when the schools are closed.
Okay. I like that. Hey, I'm learning something new. Like I said, man, I'm from Florida. They were supposed to be off tomorrow for school. My daughter and them now have to make up school because of the snow day that happened. So I think they got 2 more. I think they gotta replace, but I'm not totally sure right now. But so guys, if nobody knows who y'all are, the floor is y'all's. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You want me to start off?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll try to keep my emotions in check because I get kind of emotional when I talk about the story.
Go
Because
for it.
it's generally the reason why I started this channel with Jaden was when he was 5. At that point in time, he and I didn't really get to do a lot of stuff. His what did I lose you? Yeah, don't do that.
Oh.
Oh, you're still there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what I was saying was, when he was 5 years old, he and I didn't get to do a lot of stuff together. His interests were different than mine, and I would, there'd be times where I would literally feel like really, really sad that we couldn't do stuff together. And it was kind of like I talked to my wife about it. I was like, I just don't know what it is. Like, what is it? And then one day it was a Friday, and we were going to Target because we had to go to Target for something. And then I decided, you know what, let's go get a toy, Jaden. And he goes, oh yeah, let's go get a toy. So we go, and I decided just to, out of the blue, just film it. And so he picked out Bo Peep from Toy Story 4. And oh no, it was a Barbie from Toy Story 3. So he picked out the Barbie from Toy Story 3, and so we bought it. I was filming us kind of doing the toy hunt, and then when we got home, I decided to film it again of him unboxing it. And then the next day, it just snapped. It just clicked on me. I'm like, why don't we do this on YouTube? Because it was so, like, he was really, really into it, and he goes, yeah, we should do that again. Remember when you told me, you're like, oh, I want to do it again.
Oh yeah.
And so it just so happened that the next day there was not a swap meet. What do they call it?
Um,
And there was basically, it was kind of like a not a yard sale or swap meet, but it was basically like a area where they were selling different things, and
Like
it
a
just so
garage
happened
sale?
not kind of a garage sale, but it was like kind of like a
Dunkin' and Trump.
yeah, it was kind of like a place where people were vendors and people were
Okay,
selling.
yeah, yeah.
So and so I saw that they were, there was a big areas where they were selling toys. So I decided, I was like, you know what? I was like, why don't we do like a YouTube channel? And that was our very first vlog that we did. And we went through this swap meet. And I bought some trading cards there. I bought my very first loose figure, which was a Toy Biz Punisher from the old school Toy Biz line. And he had gotten, what did you get?
Oh, I got some Legos, Pokemon cards.
You got the Pokemon cards.
And I got like an action figure. Oh no, I got a plushie.
Yeah, he got a plushie. So, and then at that point in time, that was when like it started to like become a thing that we would do together, and
Mhm.
and that was basically what we've been doing ever since. And then slowly but surely, we were started to do different things and going not just for toy unboxing and stuff like that, but started doing try not to laugh, or we got into Funko Pops and different things. Like we even tried to do a podcast. I actually did a podcast myself not too long ago before that, and I didn't really kind of get my footing on it. So then I stopped. And then after that, what did you?
So I like toys so much that I said, hey, why don't we do a toy video? Why don't we just do like a playtime video?
Yeah, he
And
was the one where he was like, hey, why don't we just film like us doing like playing with toys like we would if we were kids? And so we would do that as well.
and then we
And
did.
that just basically got me. And I was just doing all of this on my phone. I had an iPhone. And it started to like really get to me, because it's like, wow, like I finally found something that he and I could do together. Because the reason why I found that it was important for me to have a relationship and do things with my son is because I remember the times when I was a kid. My dad worked a lot, because he was a single parent. We were in the Bronx. My sister and I were home alone. Sorry, Dad. I don't. Hopefully, CPS is not hearing this, but back in the day, it was okay to kind of like leave your kids at home while you worked. And even though he worked a lot, and he was also trying to make it through musically, because he was in a salsa band. And I remember that he always made sure that he did stuff with us, me and my sister, and then with me. He would take us out to movies. We'd go play basketball. We'd play softball. He'd take us to the park. And even though he worked a lot, it was like we did stuff together as father and son, And so that's why I wanted to do that with him. And then that's one of the reasons why I decided to do the YouTube channel.
One of the playtime videos was a Lego video, and then after that got some views, and then most of our playtime videos were action figures when I was little.
Yeah.
Then it was Legos, and then we did plushies. So that was a big thing into Among Us plushies and FNAF plushies. I would always go out to stores, get them. I got my first two. It was a Freddy plushie and a Bonnie.
Yeah.
Then I went out, got Chica, Foxy, and then all of these came out. So I was like, oh, definitely, I'm gonna go out and buy these. I got one for a gift, and then I saw Gabe's World. He inspired me to do a playtime video about plushies. He had a whole YouTube video where he would have all his plushies and make fun videos with them. They go on adventures, funny things, all these very funny videos that got me inspired to get plushies and then do some plushie videos with my dad.
Yeah, one of the things that was a driving force to kind of do the YouTube channel is because at that time I started listening to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast on the podcast and on their YouTube videos,
Mhm.
and they kind of like got my the little kid in me to kind of like start a collection. Then I started doing collecting action figures, and I was like, this is something like that I think I really, really, really want to start doing. And it was them plus other factors kind of like gave me the idea to do the YouTube channel, and it actually spawned into later down the road me doing just different things on video editing on my phone. I started to get really good at that, and because of the YouTube channel spawned my decision along with my wife, who's kind of like encouraged me. And she says, "Why don't you go to school for this? Like you already are kind of teaching yourself how to do the editing on your phone. Like, how better would these videos be if you actually went to school and learned how to actually do this?" I'm actually currently almost done with my bachelor's degree in video editing and filmmaking right now at the Grand Canyon University.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean,
that's
that's
pretty
one of the
dope.
reasons why we started the channel.
I like
When
that. So your passion with your son also got you to go back to school and get even more advanced into that stuff. I like how you said that, because when I first got into podcast, I don't know if you're familiar with this app called Anchor, and you just record
Yeah, I
it.
did Anchor FM on podcast.
You
Yeah,
record it. Yep, you just record it. You might edit, and it was a pain in the neck to edit off of that thing. Like you
yeah,
had to play through it, skip through it, pick out whatever. So I did 3 episodes first. Anchor called me and said, "Hey, dude, we like your stuff, but you got to learn how to edit. Like you can edit this thing." So then I was on the phone with them for 2.5 hours, and also had to do like a video chat with them and listen to see how you actually edit a video. But like this was tell you how much I knew of a podcast. I was just like, you just record it and you send it. But no, when you listen back, obviously me listening to them now, I cringe. I'm like, anybody just sit there and listen to that. You need to get paid to listen to that, because you can hear the background noise, you can hear the wall shaking, you can hear all these different things, because I didn't know any of that stuff. So I like how when you talk about, when you're just recording off your phone, editing the videos, I still somewhat do that at times, especially if I'm on crunch time on something. I've got
yeah.
2 particular apps. I will literally just play with it, get it all set up, and then send it out on YouTube and stuff like that. I definitely do it for my video game ones. I'm not so strict on the video game streams. I just like that's the free one. Like if my family comes in and gets involved in the video, whatever, it's okay. Now, if it's like interview background, it's more, I take that more serious, because that is the more original content from the Buzzing With Marlowe channel. So it's like, that's the one that I really try to be more professional with. So I, like you did say, y'all like to try to do the try not to laugh videos, the playtime and stuff like that. Sometimes it's not the niche of the channel, but it helps that thing too, because you probably understand this, especially doing a podcast. You're in a room for a while, and your kid can get antsy, your wife will get antsy, like you gotta spend time with them. So I started doing one, which is funny because I actually had my wife on an episode, and that one did way more numbers than I expected, because I didn't think she was going to be fully able to do it, because she would have been like shy over the camera and stuff like that. She knocked it out of the park. And now we're actually discussing possibly doing a show together. So it's like those little things, it can make a bigger change. So I love the fact that a passion that you and your son wanted, just to have something to have a connection. I can relate to that, because I have a son. He doesn't live full time with me. Obviously, he lives with his mom, but we're 50-50, and she lives 8 hours away and stuff like that. So when I get my time with him, it's more different at times, because he could be into, say, like Toy Story. He was in Toy Story very big. My son's favorite was Toy Story 4. I'm not so much on Toy Story 4. I really thought they could have done way better on a story on that one. Toy Story 3 was amazing. Like the whole beginning to the end, that was storytelling at its finest for Toy Story. But we got my son's bedroom decked out in Toy Story and everything like that. Well, he came home for the summer. He wasn't into Toy Story no more. So all that stuff we had into his room, that's not cool anymore, Dad. We got this. I like Ninja Turtles, and I like this one. I like this. So I've changed his room at least 3 or 4 times a year, trying to keep.
That sound familiar?
Like, and it's like, and it's not cool no more, Dad. And I like how when you said you try to find something with your son with toys and stuff like that. I tried that with my kid. My kid's more like he wants to be on his own, especially with stuff when it regards to his toys. Like, stay away from him, don't touch him type scenario. What we got a connection was, which is really cool. He knows I love going to the gym. I would take him to go to the gym with me. Obviously, he can't do much, but like he just loved that being mine in his time. And the best thing he loved about going to the gym was, oh, we can go get a 3 a.m. burger. Like, oh, we can go get a 3 a.m. burger at McDonald's or something like that. Because I always go late hours. So, like, that was a fun thing for us to do. Before recently this year, I just set up a video game channel for him. Twitch and stuff like that. So, I'll be on the lookout for that. He's going to be on Roblox,
yeah, we gotta check that out,
and all that. So he's really excited about doing it. So we're going to really kick that up a notch, especially with the upcoming summer. That's when we'll get him started on it. But yeah, man. So Jaden, tell me a little bit, man. So with your dad being into Power Rangers and stuff like that, like where was the connection first started? Like what was the main theme? Like was it wrestling or was it anything like that really you and your dad fully connected on?
So the things we fully connected on were Funko Pops. Because when he was starting his collection, he had a few. And I was like, oh, these are so cool. So I would take them, put them in my collection, sometimes take them out of the box and play with them, then put them back in, and then I would put them back. And I liked them so much that he gave me one of his Funko Pops. Which one was it?
I gave you the Han Solo and the Lando Calrissian from the Solo movie.
The bobblehead.
Yeah.
So then I loved it. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I gotta collect more. So Funko Pops were the thing that connected both of us. I liked them, he liked them, we both liked them, and all of that.
Yeah, that I actually we were collecting so many Funko Pops. That was one of the things that I wanted to do with the channel is to have different things for different people, so like it's not just the one thing. Because I've seen channels where like they're all about like wrestling figures. That's all they do, wrestling figures and stuff like that. And then there's people who only collect anime stuff or Gundam. So I wanted to be able to appeal to everybody, which is why like a lot of the different videos we have, I named them like the toy unboxings. Then the stuff that we do with the Funko Pops, I called it Pop, Lock, and Drop It basically off of the song Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I was like, oh, Pop, like Funko Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I think that's a cool like little people would know that, and then I did Pick a Card, which was basically all videos about trading cards. So, because I remember Gambit would say, "Oh, pick a card," And so then we did the playtime, which is basically we don't do that anymore, but we did what was the other ones that we did?
For the playtimes we did when I was younger, we did toys, and then it was.
Then we did the Twitch streams.
And then it was plushies. Mostly all of our playtime videos were plushies.
Yeah.
And then I did one. I did my own plushie video, and then it was Legos.
Yeah.
After that, all Legos. We do playtime videos for Legos. I had 2 Lego tables, and I would just do whatever I wanted with them. I even had like a whole town until I started getting cool Lego sets. Then I would start putting them in there.
I like that.
Yeah, well, because what happens is what he does is he'll get a set, he'll put it together,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then after what, maybe a week or so, he'll take it apart
Yeah.
and will make his own concoction of like whatever the creativity comes into play. And he'll use other parts from other sets to make this, smorgasbord of whatever he wanted. Didn't you use like a tree and then you put a hotel on top of a tree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was like things like that he used to do. That we would do that, and of course the Funkos I got really really heavy into. So there were different things that we wanted to do. Also, the things I wanted to incorporate in our videos because I'm such a pop culture nut. Like obviously you can see on the background the J&J Toy Giants. It looks like the Back to the Future logo. That's when I started to make sure incorporate intros. So like we have an intro that looks like the Universal, like in the movies. You see the Universal globe, and it'll just say Universal Pictures. I did that, and it'll then say J&J Toy Giants presents. I also have a Paramount Pictures one where you see the stars go around the mountain, and then instead of saying Paramount Pictures, it says J&J Toy Giants. So I wanted to incorporate them. Like, oh, that's freaking cool, man! That's a nice little intro and stuff like that. And so that's why I wanted to, I figured like, people at my age would think that would be like, oh, that's freaking cool. Like,
it gives
even
that
though
nostalgia look too, and it gives
exactly, I want the
it gives
nostalgia.
that personal thing to it.
Yeah,
and it gives you more intrigued to watch the film. So I do want to know. So when you do those, does that mean like it's that type of video? So say like if you do one for Paramount, obviously that would be symbolizing for movies. Is that the one that you would do an opening for, like, say, hey, I do movie reactions, or we do a movie review, or the trailer reactions and stuff like that? Is that kind of like what it represents?
Yeah. So mostly a lot of the times, if it's a Star Wars one, I did a like the THX sound that you used to see before the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like So I did that one for any time that we do Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I used the THX intro. And then if we're doing toy unboxing, sometimes I'll put in I did a intro where you see the little lamp from Toy Story. But instead of saying Pixar, it says J&J Toy Giants on it.
I like that.
And if I do like a movie reaction or a trailer reaction, I have one that I did with the New Line Cinema intro. Instead of saying New Line Cinema, it says J&J Toy Giants. So I try to do other things to kind of like incorporate what video. Like for instance, if anything I'm doing Cobra Kai or Karate Kid, I have a J&J Toy Giants intro for that. So it's like
that's awesome.
something that we different every time.
Also, I remember one video we did. It was me and my mom were going out. The dad was in the backyard. He came around. Me and my mom had our windows down. He filmed us. And then what did you say?
Oh yeah, so he's referencing the if you go on our TikTok, there's a little skit, like a little short video, and during the pandemic, you know how like everything was like contactless delivery, where like they would just leave your stuff on the floor. So there was one time I saw that they were me and his mom went out on like a date, just to kind of get away from the kids, and then I came back and I noticed that he had gotten Domino's. So then there's certain ideas that'll come to my head. I'm like, I gotta film this like right now, otherwise I'll just like I'll just forget about it. And I did this whole thing where, and you'll see it on the TikTok if you guys are following us on TikTok, where I was like, oh, contactless delivery, Domino's, and then I put like a little poster that says 122 and an 8, and people were like, oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 122 and an 8, the Domino's pizza guy.
Yeah.
And so I go up to him and I film. It's like, did you guys order pizza? And then they were like, no. I'm like, oh, well, somebody ordered some contactless delivery. He says, you can just throw it in the trash. And then I did a thing where I'm filming myself going around the house. And I'm going 122 and an 8.
And then
and then all of a sudden it goes what the heck is 122 and an 8? And you hear Michelangelo's voice coming up. You're standing on it, dude.
It was a pipe. We had 2 pipes out.
Yeah.
And he said, "You're 2 minutes late, dude."
He goes, so just slip it down here. And it's just this little umbrella pipe that was just like on the ground that we don't use anymore.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, and I just edited it so like it looked like it got sucked into the pipe.
it was like
You
that.
guys got to watch it to really, it's funny. But like, I
It's
just
pretty
love
awesome.
doing like short content like that to people will get a kick out of it because it's like nostalgia.
2
Yeah.
things I want to talk about. One
Go ahead.
is for one of our videos, I was a kid and I was like watching these funny videos. I was like, "Oh, this is so funny." I was like, "Oh, I like laughing about it." So I said, "Hey, what if we do a try not to laugh?" Because like there was videos that said try not to laugh.
Mhm.
So then what we would do is my dad said, "No, no, no, we're not doing that." And we did it. We were watching a video that was a try not to laugh. If you laughed, you lose a point.
You get a point.
You get a point. And then there was a button.
Yeah, I put the little Family Feud X, like Family
Mhm.
Feud. So I had that.
And then we got so many views. I was like, "Hey, what if we did another one?" It was like 3 years. I was little, and then I got a little bit bigger, because I didn't have a kiddish accent. I'm like more like kind of in between of a teen and a kid. And then we did that, and because I had different glasses. And then after that, we made a first, and then a second, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth, all the way going to a 14.
I've been trying to get him kind of to do his own videos because his when he was growing up, his speech was delayed a little bit, so he didn't really get to like talk a lot.
Right.
Now he talks all the time, and I can't get him to shut up. But like
Crazy how those work, huh?
yeah, exactly. Like, be careful what you wish for. But yeah, so it was because of him. He had. I didn't want to. There was a time where I was kind of being like, whatever I said goes, and I kind of remember I was like, this is not just my channel; it's his channel too. So that's why we did the playtime. That's why we did the try not to laugh. That's why we did the plushie videos and stuff like that, because I want him to have just as much as say to what we do, and that's why I after a while I did that. Like he wanted to do that movie theories reaction video. I'm like, okay, we'll do it. If that makes you happy, we'll do it, because I want it. It says J&J, Jaden and JD.
Right.
It's just not JD. So.
And one of the
I like how y'all. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Oh, so one of our shorts is when I was in 4th grade and 5th grade. I don't know. One of those. I'll just say 5th grade. I played an instrument. I had the clarinet. So I said, what if we do a funny video? I played the do 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 on my clarinet, and then when I got a saxophone in 6th grade, I put it together and I did do 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 do. That video.
Yeah, that was that was a TikTok song that was like very, very famous. Like it was trendy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we got a bunch of views for that because it was funny. And what my dad would do is in our shorts, he'll make the short and then he'll add little side things, like funny things, so like pictures. When I did the saxophone thing, he did Lisa Simpson just waving her hands, dancing to the rhythm.
I try to incorporate everything on like our shorts and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just because I wanted to make sure that it's enjoyable. Sometimes I feel like some people may not get the reference, but there's going to be a lot of people who watch it and will get the reference. Like we were doing the Try Not to Laugh with the Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh yeah.
And I guess there's a part where who got squashed? That was like
it was Glam Rock Chica.
Yeah, Glam Rock Chica, and then I cut it, and then he gets up and he starts getting like just dancing. And I'm like, oh, that reminds me of the WB frog, you know, the hello my baby, and then it would cut to the hello my baby, hello my darling. And so I try to like do little cuts like that because I think people would kind of get a kick out of it.
And it was an actual reference to the game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, where you actually press a button so you could get smashed because there's pizza there. She's eating trash. She eats garbage. But what happened was Gregory put a pizza down, she ate it, and then dun 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 dun, and she like lifted it, like had super strong muscles, and it was just funny. Oh no, I don't think you did that for that. It was the Montgomery Gator doing golf. You did hello my baby, hello my darling.
I like that. I like how
he watches
that's
some of
something
the stuff
I've
like
seen
we
too.
used to watch.
Yeah, that's something that I've seen too, and I think it does give it gives an entertainment aspect because obviously, you know, like we said, like you just said, you have those shorts that have stuff like that and playing music and stuff like that. It's cool, it's entertaining, but also it doesn't grab the audience. So when you do those little clips and those little snippets, that entertains them. Like, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that picture or that video and stuff like that. So in a way, you're helping them build a career with the WB frog. Like, I really wish they never got rid of that frog. That frog was annoying as can be, but he was famous. He was Mickey before all this other stuff. So it's like, you know, it's so cool to see just how of a connection you all have. Because like you just said, Jaden has a different interest and stuff like that. Obviously, I've seen that with my kids. Obviously, me having a daughter, me having to hear about Diana and Roma all the time, and it got to adapted to now where she's watching Roblox and she got on I Show Speed Kick. I am now having to learn all the soccer players. I've only in my past I've only played basketball, football, and obviously wrestling. So it's like that's been a different transition. Learning Cristiano Ronaldo and all those. Like my daughter knows all these guys. She's never played soccer in her life, but I Show Speed has played it, so she learned everything from it. And I like how y'all did talk about shorts about with the toy reviews and stuff like that. My daughter watches all of those. If it's on that theme that she likes that month or year, whatever, she will watch everything. Obviously, with the new Sonic movie that came out, she watched loads of videos of the new Sonic 3 toys, of the reviews of them, and she's now learned how to mess with Snapchat to where she's actually trying to record her own self playing with toys and stuff, trying to make it sound like her. The funny thing is, every time she gets on a video, she goes, "Make sure you like, share, and subscribe." So like every single time, like I'm just blown away. I'm like, it's really cool to see adaptation of how the generations have changed. Because Jaden, how old are you?
11.
11. And obviously you have way more different interests at 11 at your age than what your dad did at his age at 11. We had Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and stuff like that. I don't think y'all got all that kind of cool stuff anymore. We keep bringing it back because y'all need something cool, I think, sometimes.
The thing I think your daughter should see is one of our shorts. It was a Sonic one. It was the goat, and it was Knuckles because he did. It was I need a hero, and it was Knuckles saving Tails and Sonic flying through the air because they're like knocked out, and he threw the ring, grabbed them, and then just like went in the portal to them. If your daughter sees it, it would be cool because it was I need a hero.
I try to do stuff like that all the time.
You got the song. Like the song was from Shrek 2.
Mm-hmm.
I need a hero at the end, and it was Shrek. All the other fairy tales, they were trying to get into the castle, stopping the wedding. That's where the song.
Saving his wife, right? Saving his wife.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in forever. I remember that just based off that song. I like that. Yep.
Yeah,
Saving her for Prince Charming.
I remember like a lot of different cartoons that I try to get him to kind of watch. He got really into Scooby-Doo for like a minute, you know, like it was almost like full year he was like obsessed with Scooby-Doo, and because he was watching the newer ones that are, like the ones that like go straight to video or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no. You don't. That's not Scooby Doo. You need to watch the '70s and the
Nostalgia
'80s Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
That's the one that you want to watch. And then I even had him watch. We watched a pup named Scooby Doo, right? When they were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that one. That one was a cool one.
The one show I'm never gonna watch is the new one called Velma. It is so stupid. They take Velma and they make her another color, and then she's the main character. There's like the person who looks like Daphne. There's a guy who's Shaggy, but he's not white. It's the opposite of white. And then like it makes no sense. Like, why take?
He took a look at it like, wait a minute, this isn't Scooby Doo. Like,
It's like
what am I watching?
because it doesn't
He
have
just turned it right off.
because it was like it has no dog. It's just Velma. There was a video about super really dark about Scooby Doo, how she realized how can Scooby talk? It was like Scooby getting rid of the gang, regenerating them through every single one. And she keeps remembering, and then it's like they get Scooby's evil, gets rid of it. Like she's like it's like PTSD. She's like seeing things. It's like
Yeah. I've not
kinda
heard
crazy.
that one. I've never heard
Yeah.
of that one.
So one of the things also too that I try to kind of show him what the stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid. And I actually have a few. Like my favorite cartoon when I was growing up was Masters of the Universe. So he's not
Okay,
really a
He-Man.
He-Man guy. So but I am. And then used to watch Power Rangers. And I actually with the YouTube channel also kind of gave me the idea to start a Patreon page.
Mhm.
And so I would do just nothing but content for that. That's on the Patreon page. I just recently started. Last year, I did a thing what we call the Nickelodeon-a-thon, where I would react to different Nickelodeon shows from like the '90s and stuff like that. So I just put out
I saw the
I just
post
put out a
that's on
post
the-
about like what should I react to first for this year.
SpongeBob.
I took
No,
a picture of
SpongeBob
my
didn't come
shoe.
until like '99.
I took a picture of my
2000.
shoe because I loved how that category said "Hey dude," so I had my "Hey dude"
Yeah.
on. I just took a picture of the shoe.
Oh, I know a show you should review. Oh no, you can't. It's not a Nickelodeon. It's called Go. It's like 6 kids get invited to a secret special summer camp, and it's not normal. Like there's a dog butler, giant crab in a boat has a shell of a boat. It's kind of crazy. All of the shows of them. It's really fun to watch, and it's kind of crazy and funny. Or you should do Camp Coral. That was 2023. Camp Coral's like you see SpongeBob, Patrick, the whole gang, small. You like see
Yeah, they were, when they were
Karen
kids
in a
and they were
boot.
going to camp. Yeah.
Karen in a boot instead, and then Mr. Krabs has a daughter, Pearl. Pearl's like a baby, and SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward share a room with Sandy. Squidward has his own room. Sandy, Patrick, and SpongeBob share their own room. It's like fun.
I like that. I like how you describe it, man. You selling it good. You selling that good. So Jaden, I do gotta know. So, what are some of the ones that you know for a fact that have done an episode, obviously to react to or watch whatever, but you did not like to watch? You didn't like to watch it on TV and stuff like that. What are some of the ones that you could say?
Goosebumps. We did
You
one.
don't like Goosebumps?
Well, no, because when I was a kid, I thought, oh, no, hell no. So scary.
I tried to get him to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's like, because he's like, let's watch Goosebumps. And I'm like, you really want to get scared, you need to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark. Goosebumps ain't got nothing on Are You Afraid of the Dark. And I actually did a reaction video to an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark. It used to come on a SNCC. It was like the Saturday night, like they would have special programs on Nickelodeon. That's why they call it SNCC. And I remember Are You Afraid of the Dark was on that. But even today, it's still kind of scary.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched it recently. Is it still? Have they
You can watch
done a
them
newer version
on like
of it, or is
YouTube
it
and stuff
the
like that. I
same
think.
one? Okay, I'll definitely check that one out. But yeah, I agree. Some of the Goosebumps were kind of corny. The one that was actually pretty interesting, obviously, just because I hated just the clown look that the puppet was
Yeah,
Stay Out of the Basement. Stay Out of the Basement. That one was a
yeah.
little
I
bit.
actually
That
was the
was a
first
catchy
Goosebump.
theme one.
That was the first Goosebump book I ever read. Was Stay Out
Yeah.
of the Basement.
That was a tearjerker for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. That one,
Yeah.
and I think it was like 4 parts if I remember. And it was on this TV show, and I think it was 4 parts for that episode. Stay Out of the Basement. That one was a good one. So what are some other ones, buddy? Obviously, you're not afraid of scary movies. It sounds like, man. You got a good.
not.
The thing is, though, like he wants to watch these horror movies, and I'm like, okay,
I'm scared of the dark.
yeah, he's still scared of the dark, but like,
Don't feel bad. I got a daughter in there. Like I said, she'll watch YouTube, and I don't know if you were familiar with this, but some guy named Danga Danga, all these people, my daughter will sit here and watch this all day, watch all these little freaky characters, whatever. But when it comes to, I need to go to the bathroom or something like that, if the light is off, she's not going. And can you help me? Can you go with me? I'm like, no. You're gonna learn how to conquer your fear and go to the bathroom.
exactly.
That's me.
If it gets dark, he won't go out to the car to go get something.
If I forgot something,
yeah.
I'm like, can you please
He goes,
go
can
out?
you stay at the doorway so I can see you?
Or said, can you come out with me?
And, yeah, he wants to watch scary movies. So what I figured, I said, okay. So if you're gonna start watching horror films, I need to be the one to kind of like
get you in,
ease you in, start small. So we watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No.
Yeah, we watched it.
No.
All right. Well, I could have sworn I thought you watched it. But I know we watched Child's Play.
Yeah,
we
watched
that. Leprechaun.
I love that. I love Leprechaun. Child's
what
Play.
else did we watch?
We're watching Halloween. I fell asleep literally in the middle.
I was gonna have him watch Halloween, but he fell asleep. So
I have something like my mother when him and my mom were watching Star Wars. Good.
Yeah.
In the middle. That's me.
So, but like it's like I can't really get him to watch the slasher film. Like I need to be there so that if he gets scared, like I can stop. You know, but the slasher films are a little bit too,
Yeah.
Not at 11 years old. But the thing is, though, like for me, I was like,
I was out here freaked out on the Halloween ones. Those were the ones I was terrified of when I was little. The Halloween.
Oh, we watched
the funny thing about scary characters, everybody had Freddy, Jason, Chucky, and them. The most scariest person I thought on the planet was the Undertaker. I don't care when anyone ever said the Undertaker when this man rolled the eyes in the back of his head. That was just not the normalest thing I've ever seen in my life, especially Ministry Taker. The long beard, the long hair. I saw this man in person. And when I say I'd rather have been standing and holding hands with Mike Myers than I was looking up and seeing this guy, it looked possessed. Yeah, that was my nightmare. So I always tell people all the time, like, yeah, everybody talk about the Chuckies, the Freddys. Mine was Taker. And
yeah, so I still get a little weirded out by Pennywise, not the new one, but the one from 1990 when Tim Curry played the role.
They were different.
Something funny that me and my mom did to my dad is we printed a picture out of Pennywise. We put it at the thing where when you back up, you see the camera. But my dad went out to go get ice. He turned the thing. I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ! He freaked out because he thought Pennywise was alive, coming to find.
Yeah, that was kind of like I was weirded out. I was like, whoa, like. And I put it on park and I put it in reverse again. I'm like, and then I got out of the car. And I'm like, and then I saw the picture. I was like, oh, you guys.
I like that. I had tried to make a prank to my daughter because she would watch the YouTube video. So I was like, all right. Her name's Annabelle. And
Oh, no
obviously,
way.
my wife has never watched that film if she's named her child Annabelle. So I found an Annabelle stuffed toy at Walmart. I'm thinking this is going to freak my daughter out. No, I want him. I like her. I like her. That's me. That's me. I'm like, no, no.
Well, I like Chucky. I would
She
go
has a
out.
Chucky too. We have a big old animated Chucky with a knife in his hand and everything. He talks too.
Did you actually know? Did you know that the Annabelle doll is actually real?
Yeah,
But people
yeah.
don't know. People don't know that that Annabelle doll they saw in the movie. That's not the Annabelle doll. The Annabelle doll
It's
is
Raggedy
actually
Ann
a
doll.
Raggedy Ann doll.
Yep.
Possessed.
Yeah, that was possessed. That
The movie I would never see is The Courage. The Courage, right? The con. What was the
Conjuring.
The Conjuring? I never want to see that.
Those are,
See, but like I mean, it's so stupid. People are talking about like half of the time it's not even a killer. People falling, doing stupid stuff, and then they freak them out. Like a doll falls. Oh my god, get out of here! Oh, and then it's like they're so slow. They're like they can run, and then they're doing the
you
stupidest
ever
stuff
seen a
to
movie called
die.
Paranormal Activity?
Yeah, like
Oh,
if they're
dude, Paranormal Activity 3. Oh, Lord.
if there's a
Them
sign.
freaked me out. All of them freaked me out. I used to think the girl Katie was hot until the end of that film. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to my DMs.
But before the Paranormal Activity, I remember, like I said, I'm a big nostalgia nut. Have you ever watched the movie that was in the 80s called The Entity?
Yes,
That was scary.
that was scary. Yeah. Still,
That you
I
would never.
guarantee if
I
people still
barely
watched it
got
to
through
this
that
day,
movie.
they would still be terrified watching it.
I have something I'm going to share is my dreams I've had. Some stuff when I was little, mostly older. So I was obsessed with seeing Slender Man, but then when I started seeing sightings, hearing sightings, seeing videos, I was like, no, I'm not going to sleep. I'm like just 7 foot tall, really tall, like a tree. You don't want to go out walking, like you don't see anything. You hug on to something, and then you hear a weird noise. You're like, "What's that?" And then you look up and like, "Uh oh."
Yeah, apparently there was a thing that came out to a lot of the parents when the Slender Man thing came out, where a lot of parents we actually got an email about it, like, hey, try not to, let the kids watch anything that has to do with Slender Man because it was beginning to be like an issue where kids were starting to get a little scared. So, but yeah, that was kind of weird, but it's one of those things like I never got this when I was a kid. Like if you got scared, you got scared.
Yeah,
I have something to say.
go ahead, man.
Horror movies back then, scary. Coming up nowadays, horror movies are just stupid.
Well, they're
Not scary. Like there's a movie coming out by Stephen King called The Monkey. I watched the trailer. It's so stupid. A monkey playing the drums. The last one, when it falls, somebody dies.
But there was one that was called Monkey Shines back in the 80s.
Oh,
I think that's what it was coming from. That's what I thought
Yeah.
it was from.
I thought it was a remake of Monkey Shines, but
That's what I thought it was too. I mean, some of the trailer it looked a little kind of out there. So Jaden, I agree with you on that one because I was watching. I'm like, hold on, what? And I was like halfway out of it. We were at the movies, and I'm sitting there watching this trailer, and I'm like, so you're going to tell me this monkey is killing people? And then when my buddy, he watches everything. He is a movie fanatic. He's like, oh, you remember that's from the movie? Da 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 da. And I'm like, at first,
yeah,
I'm like, nah.
I have kind of a knowledge of like pop culture and stuff like that. As far as like cartoons and stuff like that, Wrestling, I have a deep knowledge of and stuff like that.
He has a deep knowledge of Star Wars. Him.
I'm a big Star Wars man. I'm a big Star Wars guy.
If you
I
were
got a
here, you would
Millennium
have.
Falcon shirt on right now.
Oh, nice.
He has two of his shows are collections of figures of Star Wars. One
My wife is a
year,
big Disney fan, and I still have never got to be in the Star Wars theme park.
that's
still
me.
devastating.
Yeah, I have one shelf that has all of the like the Black Series. You know, and I'm only doing. I have one that's with the Mandalorian and Captain Vespa.
Yeah.
But mostly the ones that I collect are from the original trilogy. Then I also have like another shelf that's Power of the Force and the Vintage Collection. So I have that. So there are two shelves of my Star Wars.
Also, one year I got him a figure of a Yoda with the snake around, holding his cane. What movie was that from? It was the
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back with the. What was the scene where he had the snake around his neck?
No, it was just it wasn't a snake. It was just basically like this little. Yeah, it was like this little necklace that he would wear.
Also, let me talk about my dreams. When I was a little, 3, and I slept in a crib, I'd always have a dream. My grandma, my dad, my mom was out, home alone. There was like doors. They've been locked. And then I hear at the door. Oh, I look out the window. What do I see? A bunch of scary people with masks on and a Slender Man. And what do I do for my life? I go down to the basement, grab hammers, nails, planks of wood, start nailing the door shut, nailing the window shut, covering the windows, and then I'm like, oh, how am I gonna call my I was like, oh, my dad's left his phone here. I'm like, oh, why do I call 911? Yeah, obviously I called 911. I feel, and then I hear like a boom, boom, boom. They're trying to knock the door down. That scared me. Had another dream about me and Squid Games. Literally.
Yeah, but he wanted to watch Squid Games. So I said, well, if you're gonna watch it, you're gonna watch it with me. You know, so. But we just started watching season 1. I actually just finished watching season 2 already.
And I'm actually like, I had a dream where I was in Squid Games. I was player 4, 5, 6. I survived every single game. Like, I would cheat. I would push people. I would use lighters to like cut the cookie. Even the glass bridge, I'd grab a player, throw them at the glass, and if that shatters, I go on to the other one. So I always break them, and I push somebody off to see if the glass is good. If they survive,
good strategy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think if I had to be in the Squid Game, the toughest one was got to be the cookie. That thing looked, oh my goodness, that thing looked like you got to be a freaking scientist to figure that out. I haven't finished season 2 yet. Season 2 was a lot slower than season 1, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the first time introducing it, it's like watching the first series of any film. It's like, oh, this is really good because you've never seen something quite like it. But then the second one comes out and it's like, oh, this is good, but you kind of messed it up playing it on the first one because now we already know what all this is going down. Now it's just, oh, we're repeating it and seeing something that's new with it. It might be 1 or 2 new games, whatever, but it's like you already kind of know that scenery. That's kind of like wrestling fans. Yeah, that one, yeah, finish the story. Yeah, we want this. And then it's like, oh no, you're stale. I don't like you, you know. But obviously, like y'all said, I love how y'all are just being so connectful, especially Jaden. I'm blown away, like stuff that you know from stuff that a lot of the kids your age don't think is necessarily that cool. Like, you know, a lot of the stuff that we watched, I remember I tried to get my daughter to watch Rugrats. She ain't having it. She don't like it. If it ain't in that 3D look, like it's in a real virtual standpoint, it ain't interesting. It's not entertaining. The cartoon doesn't connect as well as the shows nowadays. So
I tried to get him to watch Muppet Babies with me one time.
The shows I like watching as a child were SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents,
that was a good
Booba.
Booba, Muppets, and then I also liked what was
He used to watch a lot of Daniel Tiger.
yeah, Daniel Tiger. I loved Paw Patrol, and then the songs I loved that my dad got annoyed were Happy.
Yeah, when he was 3. Yeah, when he was like 3, up going up to 4. I've listened to the Pharrell song "Happy" about like a million.
Oh, and the song my dad hates is the what does the fox say? Ding 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 ding
Yeah,
ding
he
ding
would
ding ding.
listen to that too.
I love that because I actually have a friend of mine in wrestling. He actually comes out to that. That's his entrance song because he's called Foxman X. Shout out to Foxman.
Oh, nice.
You plug on an interview. So you're welcome, buddy. He comes out to what the Fox says, like, and it's the most craziest thing. Like, I really always tell him, like, you're over because of this entrance. Like, you see him, you wouldn't think this entrance song matches with him. So when he comes out, it is a different entertainment aspect because, like, the fans they get so shocked from when they see him and when his entrance songs, like how it happens and everybody just interacts. So it's a catchy song for sure. I'm sadly my daughter's now actually able to enunciate the word fox now, and it don't sound like the other word, because then it's like, yeah, Belle, you can't be saying that one. No.
Well,
And she's
that
not saying the word, but it's like when we're in the store and she's got her headphones on and she's jamming out, people looking at us like, really? You letting your daughter say that?
and also because my dad's Hispanic, because he cusses out in Spanish. So
I let it, but then they start learning
and then
the words that I say.
and then
So I try not to.
so then when we had a cat, my mom recorded it. I was in the hall yelling at my cat, the Ganyo, right? Ganyo? Oh, Gonyo. I was saying that to the cat constantly. And her name was Aloha. He kept saying the Gonyo Aloha to go in an empty room, right? She would just look at me funny.
Yeah, they that cat used to belong to my my wife before we got together. She had a calico cat named Aloha. But we had to basically put her down because she was her fur was getting too matted, and she wouldn't let anybody, like, groom her, and it started like, basically her health started to decrease after that. So it was sad, but he was around when he was born. She was around him a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry about hearing that one. I like the name Aloha. That's a catchy name. You get the typical names for a cat. Obviously, Paul or something like that. I like how that was a creative one. So I do want to know. We got a little bit more time. Jaden, obviously, me being a pro wrestler and your dad being a pro wrestling fan, you like wrestling?
Not really.
Not really.
That much.
He was in it for a while, and then he didn't get into it anymore.
No.
Who did you like when you were in it?
John Cena.
Oh.
You can't see me.
Yeah, exactly.
And The Rock.
I failed as a father.
And The Rock.
And The Rock. All right, no, you didn't fail now.
Well, my dad taught my sister how to do. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do that. It goes. Yeah.
Now, if you would have
That's
asked
the
her to
famous
do
one
that,
now.
Yeah.
That's the famous one now. So you're not really into it, buddy?
Mm-mm,
No?
not anymore.
What got you out of it?
When it started to be like more girl wrestling involved with guy wrestling, I was like, nah, this is just stupid.
He was around the
dumb.
PG era. Then
Right.
then when it started to kind of dwell away from the PG era, then he kind of like stopped.
Yeah, man. It is. I mean, obviously, pro wrestling now. The
Yeah.
growth of it's been wow. I mean, it's on Netflix now, and you can watch wrestling like.
I remember
baseball
watching it.
game every day.
The first show that I ever watched was it WrestleMania 4?
Okay.
And my dad, I always remember my dad when he took me, because we didn't get to do a lot of stuff like, vacations or anything like that, because he was a single parent. But one time he took us to a house show, and the main event, it was right around the time that Shawn Michaels turned heel.
Okay.
So it was like right after that. So the main event was Undertaker versus Bret Hart at a house show at Madison Square Garden. And I remember watching that because I guess they taped it and they put it on the MSG channel. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I watched that match. I was there live. I was in the nosebleed seats, but I remember that for sure.
I like that because I remember every time I go to a WWE event, especially when I was a kid, I would try to find me on TV just to say, hey, I'm on WWE TV. And
Yeah.
I never could find it, obviously, because you're in the nosebleed areas and stuff like that. But I love how you talk about that. Obviously, y'all being in New York and stuff like that, they were there all the time, especially back then, WWF.
In Albany, yeah. They come. A lot of house shows come to Albany, yeah.
So y'all are not that far from it.
No.
So I do want to know before we go away, before we end this episode, obviously J&J Giants toys. How did that name get there? Obviously the J&J part, but where did the Toy Giants get involved?
Oh, I can answer that very easy. So I'm a Giants fan.
I like toys.
And we like toys. So there was like, and it's so funny if you go to our YouTube channel and you're a new person that's never gone to our channel before, and on YouTube you can have videos where like if somebody's going there for the very first time, it's like a welcoming video. And then if they subscribe or they've been on your channel before, then there's another video you can upload that basically says, "Oh, hey, welcome back," and stuff like that. So on the video that we did, it was the day that we went. That next day, remember I told you that we went to that little swap meet.
Yeah.
We were in the car, and then I recorded the video, and it says yeah, and then I just came up with it on the fly. Like it wasn't something that like I thought about beforehand. I was just like J&J Toy Giants. So that was one of the reasons why I basically named it that, essentially.
It was one of our first ever shorts. It was like, hey guys, I'm JD, and that's Jaden. Hi, I'm Jaden. And we're officially starting our channel called J&J /Toy Giants. And we will be talking about Funko Pops and trading cards and Who's Lucy's.
Yeah, so that's another show that I do because of the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. I figured I've learned what the term Lucy is, like a loose figure. Yeah. So anytime that I buy a figure and it's loose, I usually have a segment that I call Who's Lucy, and it's basically the intro. You'll see like the I Love Lucy intro, and it actually has the same song on it, but instead of saying I Love Lucy, it says Who's Lucy. So that's one of the shows or segments that we have on the show.
I like that. So obviously we're about to be ending this interview, but basically I want to know what are some of the future things that y'all got planned. Is there some new content that y'all are going to be doing? Is there some stuff that y'all are going to step outside of y'all's comfort zone to record and stuff like that? The floor is y'all's.
The thing I'm thinking we might do in the future is if we step out of the zone, is start doing movies, watching movies on YouTube and reviewing, like saying, like I like this movie because of, and maybe start some kid movies, maybe some horror movies, maybe
Watch-alongs.
watch-alongs.
Okay.
Yeah. So we really would like to. What I'm trying to basically do is to try to get some T-shirts done, so we can kind of get some revenue coming in, so that we can fund the more content and stuff like that. But what we're got coming up is I'm gonna start recording videos for this year's not Halloween-a-thon, but Nickelodeon-a-thon, which is going to be on our Patreon page. I already did one last year, and then more toy unboxings that are coming.
If I'm thinking about merch, what I want to do is get plushies and make plushies of us, and then get mascot for us, so that we can have you and me, and then our mascot as plushies, and like our friends, like who we do interviews with, like uh you as well, and we could do like, come buy our new plushies, and then like for if we do like themed videos like
Yeah.
Christmas or
So definitely want to
Nickelodeon.
get some merch and stuff like that done. That's what I've been trying to get started, but really just making sure that we're doing more stuff on Patreon, watch-alongs and stuff like that. So that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Yeah, I like that, man. So guys, make sure y'all stay tuned to them, man. JD and Jaden, man. J&J Toy Giants. I'll give a shout out to y'all about that. Even though you're a Giants fan, I got you.
Hey man,
I'm
I
a
was
Giants
born and
fan.
raised in New
Trust me.
York, so
Y'all have better chances than I ever have. I blinked twice. My team's already season's over.
New York. Like, I'm a Giants fan, Yankees, New York Rangers, New York Knicks.
Eagles.
No, that Eagles are from Philadelphia.
He's a Swiftie. Just to put that out, Swiftie.
He's a Swiftie.
Yeah, but those are the teams that I root for.
I like that. Guys, like we said before, man, if y'all haven't, go check them out. The links are below. Check them out. I want to give a shout out to JD. I want to give a shout out to Jaden. Y'all, whenever y'all want to do this, I will promise y'all we will get it done. I apologize that it took me so long, Jaden. I know that takes more time off of you playing in your video games or something like that. So whenever y'all want to, man, y'all let me know and we'll set this back up again. Guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. It helps both of our channels. Not just one, but both. Obviously, guys, y'all can check us out. Go to our links, gets our merch. We have hats, hoodies, t-shirts, all that. Got more American Prodigy stuff coming out as well. We're gonna get more action figures set up again. Jaden, you let me know. I was going to get you one, but I mean, you're not really a wrestling fan anymore, so I don't know if you.
Well, he had some stuff, but he doesn't really watch on the regular anymore.
No, that's totally fine. But y'all let me know y'all sizes and stuff like that, and we'll get y'all hooked up with some Buzzing With Marlowe t-shirts for being awesome guests today. But guys, is there any last things y'all want to say? Any plugs, any links, or anything like that? The floor is yours.
Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter. Oh wait, did I say Twitter?
Yeah, Patreon,
Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube.
TikTok. Whenever that
TikTok.
decides that it's going to go away, I just opened up Red Notes, which is basically the Chinese version of TikTok. So, but yeah, we still have our TikTok up and stuff like that.
Okay, I like that, man. Make sure y'all go out and support these guys, man. I've watched a couple of the videos. I was blown away. I love the interaction. Obviously, me being a father, I'm a big family man. That's something that really I like the connection more than anything. Is it's a father and son duo, and you don't get to see that often. And for him to be 11 and y'all to have a connection to do stuff like that, that says a lot, especially kids nowadays this era, because I've already got a 6-year-old that doesn't need me unless I have to open something or reach something for her. Or if that, she don't want nothing to do with me. My kid, I build him a streaming room. He'll live in that room if he wanted to. But guys, I want to thank y'all for doing this. This was an awesome chat. Like I said before, man, check them out. The links are below. Make sure you like, share, most importantly, subscribe. We will say it every single time we can. Guys, make sure you hit that notification bell to know when and where the lives will be presented again. Guys, we want to thank y'all for watching. This is the Buzzing with Marlowe podcast, and I had the J&J Toy Giants. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Have a good one.